Welcome back to another episode of the Word Zone Podcast, hosted by Chandler Dantzler. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and watch on YouTube. Today we have 2026 outfitter, Stanford commit, Hunter Harrington. We're pumped to have you on the show.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me, Chandler. Excited to get this going.
Yeah, before we start digging into travel ball, high school, and the recruiting process, I like to ask this question here first. Who is Hunter Harrington? How would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so the recruiting process started pretty early for Alex and I. Got out there on the scene in the travel ball world pretty early. 13, 14U, got pretty competitive, playing against, you guys all the time. So I think, 14U summer hit and, offers started coming in and we got kind of winded it down, checked off the boxes of what we wanted in a school. And I think Stanford kind of checked off all those boxes for us and, it's the best decision for us. So that was back in July of 2022. So about, I want to say 14 months ago.
That's great. All right. Can you take us through your travel ball career? Just take us through how you got connected with Canes National and tell us who you played for before then. Just take us through the whole experience of travel ball.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I played local ball, San Diego Show when I was younger, worked out with those guys. And then 12U, 13U got competitive. I was like, hey, let's see who the best are. So Easton Top Notch was in our area up in LA. So I was like, hey, let's go check it out. Went up there, went to a couple workouts. I was like, hey, this is legit. So we went to the 12U World Series, I want to say, with them. That's a couple years ago now. And we were a pretty talented team, got that going there. Lost to the Texas Canes in the finals. And I was like, hey, this is legit travel ball. I'm getting better from this. So I was like, okay, let's keep this going. We actually converted to the ZT prospects in 13U, played a ton of national events then, played, a ton of great teams and, eventually got better.
Yeah.
And then 14U year so 13U summer ends, did the PG festival. It was a really cool event. And the Canes reached out for Alex and I to play. I was like, hey, this is an awesome opportunity. Played the 14U fall with them. And then, I've been with them ever since. And it's definitely got me better. It's a great experience, great environment. And I love the guys.
That's awesome. All right. The 15U Canes National this summer won 3 out of the 4 tournaments you guys played in. Can you talk about your performance in the summer and the success the team had?
Yeah, absolutely. So we played four major tournaments. My first one was NPI out in Atlanta, the National Program Invitational. And we lost in the semifinal to a really good Wow Factor team. They started Cole McLean, really good lefty, Tennessee commit. He pitched pretty well. And they came in with some guys. They really hit the ball well that game. Keon and Jalen, really talented players, kind of took their squad. I think they ended up winning that tournament as well. So we lost that one, but we played well throughout the event. It was really fun. After that, we went to UBC in Florida. Really, really fun event there too. Ended up, playing really well, all the guys. After that, we went to WWBA. That was a big one for us. Beat you guys in the finals. You guys obviously have a really talented squad. You guys are there all the time. USA Prime had a really talented squad that event as well. And then Wow Factor, we ended up beating actually in the quarterfinals. That was kind of our get back game.
Yeah.
From out in Atlanta when they beat us. And then we played a really good tournament. I want to say it was CBU, in the semifinal, and they played, really well throughout the event. And that was not a game we should have took lightly, and we didn't. We won WWBA. That was an awesome event for us. And then after that, we played PBR, and that was super fun. A lot of teams in that too. That was back in Atlanta. Really, really fun event. A lot of games, really hot. I'm not going to lie, out in Atlanta. But, we played really well in that. Ended up beating East Cobb. East Cobb had a really talented team that event as well. Beat them in the final. And then we drove right there to USA Baseball and Cary and, played really well throughout that event and ended up winning that one too against a talented Alpha team in the finals. I think it really hit the ball well, but we did too. So, yeah, that was a cool event. And we had a great summer overall.
That's awesome. All right. I like to talk about the relationships you have with that team. You guys are not all from the same area. So what are your relationships with those other players?
Yeah, absolutely. So we stay in touch, almost every day, through social media, group chats and, FaceTime, whatever. But those are really my brothers, Carson Bowman, Andrew Costello, really close friends. Grady Emerson joined the team this summer, got close with him. Jackson Matthews, really close with him. Ty Mobley, love him. Ty Tillery, all those guys. Gary Gibson, those are all really, really close friends of mine. But I mean, when we're out there, it's a family, like it really is. When we spend those couple weeks, about a month every summer, or for the last 2 summers we have, it's been really fun. Know them really well, and they're just brothers for sure.
That's awesome. All right. Did you have any favorite memories this year with those group of guys on the field and then off the field?
Yeah, I mean, personally, my favorite event, and I think I did the best in, was the WWBA in Atlanta. We played really well, won all our games. So that was a great event to be a part of. And we ended up winning it. So that just made it a lot better.
Yeah. All right. You were selected for the 13U and the 14U Select Fest. Can you talk about that experience and what it was like being around those group of guys?
For sure. So my 13U summer, hit pretty well, did pretty well. I was like, hey, like, let's try and make, the 13U festival. So I went out to the 13 National Showcase. That was a fun event to be a part of, obviously a lot of great players, and I ended up making that 13U festival. And I was like, hey, like, these are the best dudes in the country. So, trained a lot, to do well in that event, keep up with all those guys. And it was really fun. I was really honored just to be there, at all. There's, I want to say 30, 32, 36 kids, all really, really good players. So it was a fun event for sure. And then 14U, same thing. I think they picked a couple more kids for the 14U event.
Yeah.
But you really see like where you are matched up talent wise and where you need to get better once you see. I mean, those arms are high 80s, low 90s already at 14 years old, some going into sophomore if they're a little bit younger for the class, and a lot of them going into the freshman year. So that's like that's a telling event for sure. So if you're doing well in those events, I think you're doing well for yourself.
Definitely. All right. Being high ranked up in PG, how do you treat that and not get caught up at all?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a tough thing for sure. I mean, with rankings comes, a lot of so-and-so clout. A lot of, people know you. So you kind of need to handle that in a more humble way. I think, once you let it get to your head, it can really be toxic for sure. People are chirping at you. People are expecting you to do well if, they know you. And I mean, you're going to struggle here and there. I just think keeping a level head is really important. Being humble on and off the field. I mean, baseball is a game of failure, and you never know. I mean, the game humbles you. So you staying humble and, just keep playing and being you. And I mean, good things will happen.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's dig into high school here. You play for Cathedral Catholic Dons in San Diego, California. You guys went 22-9 last season. Can you talk about the team and what you enjoyed the most in your freshman year?
Absolutely. So we had Alex and I were the only underclassmen on the team. So just two freshmen, no sophomores, a lot of juniors, a lot of seniors. So we have a really, really good 2024 class. And this upcoming year, we have a lot of, Division I kids.
Yeah.
And our team is going to be really good this year, I think, as well. But we won a lot of games last year. Kind of looked up towards the juniors and seniors to, a little bit of guidance, and they definitely stepped up. Guys like Anthony Peritano, Michael Patroleni, Brooks Bachman, Janie Size. Those are all guys that I played with and, are great players and great teammates. So I think the learning experience for sure. And going to my sophomore year, I know a lot more about, the high school game and, what it takes to be successful throughout the long season.
Yeah, sure. All right. Did you have any favorite memories with those group of guys?
Yeah. So, our kind of crosstown rivals is St. Augustine, the Saints. And we, that's a big time rival in San Diego. And we actually swept them 3-0. And it was an awesome experience. We went for the last game we played at home and we won and we walked it off. And I want to say had to be 10 innings, maybe more. And it was an awesome experience. Cole Thompson was one of our seniors. He's at Biola right now. Great. He had a great game. I think he went 4 for 5 that game. Ended it off with a barrel to right field to walk it off for us. And, they started a good guy that game too. Shut us down a little bit. And Cole came up clutch for us. That was an awesome experience.
That's great. All right. What are your personal goals for your upcoming sophomore season with that team?
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot. So we have Jack McWilliams, who's going to play the outfield this year. He's going to 2A. He's committed to play at USD. And I mean, for me, it's just, staying consistent and especially at the plate. Last year I was a little bit inconsistent and, I saw it kind of get to my head. And I think that's just not something I want to do this year.
Yeah.
Staying consistent at the plate for sure.
All right. How do you compare the difference of travel ball and high school, and which one would you prefer more?
Absolutely. I think, with high school, with school going on, grades, there's a lot of distractions. You need to stay locked in throughout the season. I mean, it's a long, brutal season, but in summer ball, I think it's even brutaler. You play sometimes 2 games a day in scorching heat, especially for Alex and I who play on the East Coast a lot.
Yeah.
But I think in high school, there's a lot of distractions, school. I think, staying on top of your game it can be harder, especially in the high school season for sure.
Now let's hear a word from our sponsors, Kratos Sports. Kratos was named after the Greek god of power and strength. Kratos bat weights were created to help players improve hand bat speed to reach their maximum exit velocity. Credo Sports also has different kinds of stuff such as back grips, tees, nets, and weighted balls. You can find them on Instagram and Twitter at Credo Sports, and their website is credosports.com. Sure. You also play football for Cathedral Catholic. Talk a little bit about that and what you're most excited for this season.
Yeah, for sure. So, I've always had, a little passion for football, and I decided to play this year. Our team's good this year. We have a couple good players. Our offense, we had a big week 1 against modern day Chula Vista, who actually beat us in the playoffs last year. So that was a good win for us. Just really excited to get out there with the guys, really close with a lot of the kids on the football team. And football's a big sport at the school, so I'm just excited to be out there.
Gotcha. After you and Alex announced your commitment August 8th of 2022, what did that mean to you guys and your family?
Yeah, no, so that was kind of a big step, just in the baseball career and just really in my life. Worked really hard, obviously, to try my best to, get to there and get to that point. And obviously work's not even close to done. But that was an exciting moment for sure. Stanford's always been kind of the dream school for us. It's we're in Southern California, but that's definitely the spot for us. And that's why we decided to go so early.
Gotcha. As you were comparing schools, what were some things you were looking for talking to those college coaches?
For sure. Academics is big, within my family. So I think that's kind of what we're looking for, the academic and athletic mix. I don't think anyone does it, just as good as Stanford does. So that was kind of the deal breaker for us. I think it's academics and, obviously got along with the staff really well. And it was I think it was the right place for us.
Gotcha. All right. What advice would you give other people getting into the recruiting process?
For sure. I think take it with a level head. Be patient with it. It takes and even if it's not coming, as quick as your friends or others, it's just not something to worry about. Just keep getting better and it'll all come for sure.
All right, let's kind of move into training here real quick. What does training look like in season for you, and what does training look like in the off season for you?
Absolutely. So I think, my freshman year, I think I didn't realize how important it is to lift in season actually. Lifting in season, maintaining weight, maintaining strength. I think that's extremely important. Over the summer, I did that a lot with the Canes too, with teammates, stayed in the weight room, not putting up stupid heavy weight, but, maintaining our strength and keeping that, the weight up as well. I think that's important for us. So Alex and I, a lot of speed stuff, because that's a big part of our game. But yeah, just lifting a lot, and trying our best, especially in the off season, to lift as much as we can. But in season, keeping consistent with it.
Yeah. All right. What motivates you to go to the gym every day and get that extra work in at the field?
Yeah, I just think in the back of my mind, like someone else is doing it. And if you're not, then someone else is for sure. I think when you take a day off, I don't think, actually, I know you take a day off, there's someone else working hard, working harder than you. So I think that kind of motivates me in the back of my mind. It's like, hey, like I don't want to be passed up.
Sure. All right. When you're walking up to the plate, what is your approach?
Yeah. So for me, missing fastballs is just something I don't want to do. So if I get a fastball early in the count, I'm trying to drive it, hit it hard. I'm not worried unless, he's throwing the off-speed pitch, consistently and for strikes. I'm not worried about it too much early in the count. When we're at 2 strikes, I absolutely have to foul that off and fight. But for me, definitely hunt fastballs early.
All right. What do you think Hunter's life looks like in about 5 years from now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hopefully at school, at Stanford playing, best case scenario, hopefully having a shot or looking to have a shot to play professional baseball.
All right. We got a few questions left here. If you could pick one brand deal to collab with, what brand would it be?
One brand to collab with. I'm a big Jordan guy. I love Jordan. I love Nike, so probably one of those, Jordan or Nike. I love, Jordan sleeves and Jordan cleats, love all of it. Nike, big Nike guy too. So probably Jordan or Nike.
Gotcha. All right. Who's your pregame artist or song before a game?
Ooh, Brent Fires. I'm big on Brent Fires right now. I know a lot of people are, but I think he's my guy. I think Gang Over Love's my song right now. Shout out Kyle Kraus. We love that song. We played that over the summer a ton. So yeah, I'm going Gang Over Love by Brent Fires.
Gotcha. All right. What do you do in your free time outside of sports?
Yeah, so I live, just a couple minutes from the beach, maybe 5-minute walk. So I think, I go to the beach, hang out with friends, a lot to do in San Diego. So, just have fun.
Gotcha. Or if you could give any advice to any young baseball player, what would you say to them?
I really would say don't get caught up in, a kid throwing harder than you at 12, 13, a kid hitting a ball further than you. I think your personal development is just, you keep working hard and staying consistent with it. If you really have a passion for it, I think, that it kind of takes care of itself. But I used to get caught up in, especially rankings too, man. Like getting caught up in that is just it's borderline ridiculous in my opinion.
For sure.
Staying humble and working hard, and it'll all pan out.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, Hunter, for coming on the podcast, and good luck with your upcoming sophomore season.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Chandler. Excited for this year, and great talking to you.
Yeah, for sure.